Hello my dear students. Today we will talk about the human circulatory system and this lesson for grade 5 unit 2 lesson 1. Before we talk about the circulatory system, let's remember what we studied last year in grade 4, the digestive system and the respiratory system. In these two lessons, we talked about three important processes that occur inside the human body, which are digestion process, absorption process, and respiration process. In the digestion process, the food was changed from a complex form into simple substances to let the body benefit from it. And in the absorption process, the food transported from the digestive system into the blood to distribute it to all the body cells. In the respiration process, it was about burning the digested food inside the cells by the help of oxygen. And in the respiration process, there was a very important process that occurs in the respiration process, which is called gas exchange. What is the meaning of gas exchange? It means that the oxygen enters the body through the lungs and the carbon dioxide and water vapor leaves the body through also the two lungs. So this process called gas exchange. So we have here oxygen gas that needs to enter the body, digested food which also need to enter the body, and we have carbon dioxide and water vapor which need to be expelled outside the body. Who is the system which is responsible for transporting these materials inside the body? It's our lesson today. It's the human circulatory system. What is the meaning of circulatory system? It's the system that transports the digested food, oxygen gas, and water to all the body cells. Not also that, but also carries the waste away from the body cells. Waste like what? Waste like carbon dioxide, water vapor. The functions of the circulatory system are three functions. First of all, transport the digested food, oxygen gas, and water to all the body cells. Function number 2, transport wastes of body to special organs to get rid of them. Function number 3, helps in maintaining and keep the body healthy. The structure of the circulatory system. The circulatory system consists of three main parts. The first one is the heart, and the second one is the blood vessels, and the third one is the blood. Again, the circulatory system consists of heart, blood vessels, and blood. First of all, let's talk about the heart. The heart is a muscular hollow organ, equals about the size of your fist. A muscular hollow organ equals about the size of your fist. What is the meaning of hollow? It means that blood can enter and leaves it. Hollow means it has a hole. The location of the heart, it's inside the chest cavity between the two lungs. A little slightly to the left. That's why the left lung is always smaller than the right lung. The function of the heart is pumping the blood continuously throughout the body. The structure of the heart. The heart consists of 4 chambers or 4 rooms located on the 2 sides of the heart. The heart here have 2 sides, right side and the left side. And we talked about that the sides of the heart are opposite to my hand. So here the left side is in front of my right hand and the right side is in front of my left hand. The heart consists of 4 chambers located at the 2 sides of the heart, left and right. The upper chambers here are called atrium. So here I have left atrium and right atrium. The lower chambers here are called ventricles. So I have here left ventricle and right ventricle. Again, the heart consists of 4 chambers. Upper chambers which are called atrium or atria, the left atrium and the right atrium. And here the lower chambers are called ventricles. Here I have left ventricle and right ventricle. Between the 2 sides of the heart, I have here a wall. This wall separates the left side from the right side because we will talk in the next part of the lesson that the left part of the heart contains a blood that contains oxygen, and the right side of the heart contains blood which carries carbon dioxide. So the two types of blood cannot be mixed. So I have here a wall between the left side and the right side to prevent mixing the blood in both sides. Inside the heart receives blood from the blood vessels, and the blood moves to the atrium, and then from the atrium it moves to the ventricle. What prevents the blood from returning back from the ventricle to the atrium again? Between atrium and ventricle, I have a structure here called valve. This valve or this structure prevents blood from returning back from the ventricle to the atrium. It works as a gate that works only in one way, from atrium to ventricle. So if the blood was trying to move from ventricle to atrium, it prevents it from returning back to the atrium. So inside each side of the heart, the blood moves only in one direction. It flows from the atrium to the ventricle. So inside the heart, I have a wall that separates left side from the right side. Between atrium and ventricle, I have a structure called valve that prevents the blood from returning back from the ventricle to the atrium. For note, and it's a very important note, that the four chambers of the heart are always full of blood. And here in the heart is connected to the blood vessels. So the heart is always filled with blood and connected to blood vessels. Now we will talk about the blood vessels. I have here inside the heart blood vessels that carry blood to the heart, from all the body parts to the heart, and I have here blood vessels that carry blood from the heart to all the body cells. Again, I have blood vessels that carry blood to the heart, and blood vessels that carry the blood from the heart to another body cells. So I have two ways, away from the body cell to the heart, and away from the heart to all the body cells. The blood flows inside the body through a network of blood vessels. The types of blood vessels are three types. First of all, arteries. And the arteries are the blood vessels at which the blood flows from the heart to all the body cells. Again, the arteries carry blood from the heart to all the body cells. The second type of the blood vessels is the veins, and the veins carry blood from the blood cells, from the body cells to the heart. Again, the veins carry the blood from the cells to the heart. What's between end of artery and the beginning of vein? A type of the blood vessels called blood capillaries. Between the end of artery and the beginning of vein, the structure that connects the end of arteries with the beginning of veins is a structure called blood capillaries. Structure called the blood capillaries. First of all, let's talk about arteries. The arteries are thick blood vessels which come out from the heart exactly from the two ventricles. The arteries always start or carry the blood from the two ventricles. What is the function of the arteries? The function of the arteries is to transport the blood from the heart to all the body parts. Transport blood from the heart to all the body parts. Their properties. The properties of the artery. The first property of the arteries is that they are large and wide at the beginning. It means that they are large and wide at the heart. Then they become smaller till the end of the network, till the end. What is the end of the artery? The end of the artery is the blood capillaries, and the blood capillaries are always found near the cells and the tissues. Again, the property of arteries that they are large and wide at the beginning, and they become smaller till end a network of blood capillaries near the cells. All the arteries carry blood rich in oxygen. All the arteries carry blood rich in oxygen. Why? Because their destination is to reach the cell. And what does the cell inside our body need? It needs oxygen and digested food. So all the arteries carry blood rich in oxygen, except only one artery, which is called pulmonary artery. This artery carries blood rich in carbon dioxide. Why does it carry blood rich in carbon dioxide? Because the destination of the pulmonary artery only is to reach the lung. So the pulmonary artery carries blood rich in carbon dioxide to deliver it to the lung to get rid of carbon dioxide. Except that all the arteries in the body carry blood rich in oxygen. All the arteries in the body carry blood rich in oxygen, except for pulmonary artery, which carries blood rich in carbon dioxide. I have two examples of arteries, which are pulmonary artery and aorta. The pulmonary artery, we talked about that it carries blood from the heart to the two lungs, so it carries carbon dioxide. But the aorta, it carries blood from the heart to all the body cells, and it carries blood rich in oxygen. So here, the blood, which is rich in oxygen, we call it oxygenated blood. The blood which is rich in oxygen, we call it oxygenated blood. And the blood which is rich of carbon dioxide, we call it deoxygenated blood. The second type of the blood vessels are called veins. The second type of the blood vessels are called veins. And the veins are exactly the opposite of the arteries. The veins are thin blood vessels that begin at the body cells and open in heart, exactly in the two atria. Again, the veins are thin blood vessels that begin at the body cells and open in the heart, exactly in the two atria. So, the vein starts from the blood capillaries and the arteries ends in the blood capillaries. So the blood capillaries contain the end of arteries and the beginning of veins. The function of the vein is the opposite of the function of the arteries. The function of the veins is to carry blood from all the body parts to the heart, especially at the two atria, while the arteries carry blood from the heart, from the two ventricles to all the body parts. The properties of vein. First, the vein begin in the form of blood capillaries at the cells, then collect together to become larger till reaching the heart. So the veins start small, then become large, while the arteries become large or start large, then become smaller. All the arteries carry oxygen except for pulmonary artery that carries carbon dioxide. So in the veins, all the veins carry blood rich in carbon dioxide except the pulmonary veins, which carry blood rich in oxygen. The vein is the opposite of the artery. All the veins carry blood rich in carbon dioxide except for the pulmonary veins, which carry blood rich in oxygen. For example of veins, I have here two examples of vein, superior and inferior vena cava, and these veins, they are here two veins, the superior vena cava and the inferior vena cava. The superior and inferior vena cava receives the blood from all the body parts and deliver it to the right side of the heart, while the pulmonary veins receives the blood from the lungs and deliver it to the left side of the heart. So all the veins inside the body contain carbon dioxide except for pulmonary veins, which carry oxygen, and all the arteries inside the body contains oxygen except for pulmonary artery, which carries carbon dioxide. So here, in general, atria receive blood from veins while ventricles pump blood through arteries. And arteries end with blood capillaries while veins begin with blood capillaries. I have here a comparison between arteries and veins. In the thickness, first of all, the arteries are thick, the veins are thin. The function of the arteries is to carry blood from the heart to all the body parts, and the veins carry blood from all the body parts to heart. The types of blood inside the arteries, all the arteries carry blood rich in oxygen, which we call oxygenated blood, except the pulmonary artery, which carry blood rich in carbon dioxide, and we call it deoxygenated blood. All the veins carry blood rich in carbon dioxide, except pulmonary vein, which carry blood rich in oxygen. Examples for arteries: aorta and pulmonary artery. Example for veins: pulmonary veins and superior vena cava and inferior vena cava. The third type of the blood vessels is the blood capillaries. The blood capillaries are a network of tiny blood vessels with very thin walls. The blood capillaries are located within tissues and around the cells. The function of the blood capillaries, we just said that the blood capillaries connect the end of arteries and the beginning of veins. What are the arteries, and what do the arteries carry? The arteries carry oxygen and the veins carry carbon dioxide. So the walls or the thin walls of the blood capillaries allow the blood to deliver food and oxygen to the cells and carries carbon dioxide and waste outside the cells. So the functions of the blood capillaries is that first, they connect the end of arteries and the beginnings of veins, and their thin walls allow the blood to deliver food and oxygen to the cells and carries carbon dioxide and waste outside the cells. So the blood capillaries are the connection point between the arteries and the beginnings of veins.